Fraser Simpson from Chief State is here, and dude, like easily right now, like you guys are my top 5 pop punk bands next to like Youth Found, like Pacific, and like
Thank
Magnolia
you.
and Pocket, and like there's like a bunch of other, and like Calling All Captains, obviously, but like there's there's just there's just so much pop punk to go around that I can't really like can't listen to it all at once. And I wish you guys dropped an album, because if you did, it probably would have been in my top 10 this year for 2021. But and I didn't do honorable mentions because like I don't know, man, like I don't want to forget anybody. And but I loved Tough Love, dude. That was a great album when you guys dropped that, for sure.
Appreciate that, man.
Very addicting.
We've like we had like the worst timing. We dropped Tough Love 1 week into the pandemic. You
Yeah,
know,
I think that's when I discovered it like immediately. And dude, how was that though? Because like I'm sure that was like very interesting to try to market that, to get it
well,
out there.
exactly. And it's like, all the plans for 6 to 12 months that we had in place out the window. Like
Fuck
is
yeah.
we've it took we've played one show since the pandemic, which was last month. And that was the first time we played Tough Love, and it's been out for nearly 2 years. And it was like, fuck.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, it's been tough, and so that's part of the reason why we have not released the album. So have finished the album. We've had that written and ready since like June, and we're like, you know what, like let's not just put it out, not knowing whether we can tour again. Let's give it the best shot. Let's wait until spring next year, and hopefully we can tour in the summer 2022. So that's
Mhm.
been the idea. So it's there, it's ready. Uh, Hopefully it will be out, sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna like pick your brain too much on it because of the release details and everything. So like, how's the process going with that? I'm sure you guys are like very close to done with getting this record completed.
Oh yeah, no, like I say, we've had it 100% finished,
Hmm.
mastered, artwork, everything since June or July 2021.
I'm so ready to fucking hear this album, then, dude.
we're
Oh
like
wow.
we're already past it. By the time it comes out, we're gonna be sick of these songs. But
I know that is true too. Did you play any of
uh,
those at the Youth Fountain show? The
we
newer
did. We
ones?
we snuck in one song.
Fuck yeah. I love that.
It went down. It went down well. So it's gonna be the first single. I believe it's gonna be out in March. And it's called Team Wiped. So yeah, we're really excited to finally get it going. But like I say, we've been sitting on it for so long, hoping that
Yeah.
we could tour. It's it's becoming kind of like like it feels like we've just sat on it, and maybe maybe it should have been out sooner. But I still think it's the right decision. We want to tour, so hopefully we can do it at the same time. We just saw that Avril Lavigne has announced her album, and it like the artwork she has is like somewhat similar to ours, and we're like, we've had this ready for like
No way.
we've had the artwork for like fucking 13 months, 12 months, and it's like now she releases. Fuck. It's different, but like there's a
Fuck.
balloon, there's a fucking colored background. It's yeah.
That's all right. I think Travis Barker just knew Chief State was dropping a similar album. He's like, all right, so before they put this out, let's just
Yeah,
sample it. You know what I mean?
let's
He
just
knows, dude.
let's just get that whole market done.
You know what? To be honest, dude, I wonder if Travis Barker like listens to anything within our tier level of the genre. I'm very curious. I wonder if he
Um,
does.
I mean,
Like,
yeah, that would be sick.
yeah, that's
um,
what I mean. Like, he's doing the Lil Wayne thing where he has like, his collective group of artists, like Young Money was.
yeah,
So I wonder if he listens to this tier of pop punk, like I just mentioned, like Magnolia and Calling and We Were Sharks. Like, I wonder if he knows about them.
I mean, who knows, man? Like he's a pretty with it guy. Like he seems to be on the ball, so you never know.
Mm-hmm. But
Um,
he's also, I think, taking pop punk to. I mean, he's making it radio friendly too. Whereas like
mhm.
our pop punk, this kind of pop punk is very aggressive, and I mean, you can play it on like serious radios, but like I'm talking about like your mainstream like 104.5. Anything nowadays is just like pop rock and like Imagine Dragons or all that bullshit. So like,
Yeah, exactly. I can't see us going to be on the radio anytime soon. So
no, seriously. So wait, so is Metaphors a part of this album too, or is that just a separate single?
yeah, so with that, yeah, it's kind of a weird one. We recorded it after the album was finished, and we
Okay.
were like, it's not part of the album. It's just been so long. We were like, we should just put something out. So we just dropped this single. And we did it very, very quickly, like within a month, I think, of having the master. We just, threw it out, and yeah, it's a fun song. I'm glad it seems to be being received well, which is great. But and it does definitely bridge the gap between Tough Love and what we've got on the new album, I'd say.
Okay.
Even though it was written and recorded and everything after the album.
Yeah, seriously. No, but I mean, I fucking love the song because your publicist sent it over to me, and I was like, yeah, I'm putting this on the playlist because, like, Reprise was already on it for so long. I gotta fucking update it. So I did that, and then you have, Spine, which is also, a classic that just like still sits on the top of your top 5 and shit. So that's when I discovered you guys, was that single from or that EP from 2018, which was, holy shit, feels like it was fucking yesterday. Like,
yeah, dude, like the time has flown, like,
and that's the pandemic, dude. And I'm so sorry. I mean, I know because Canada's in a lockdown right now. We just talked about that off air. So you guys are cool, like everybody's safe, healthy, everything, like.
Yeah, it's a weird one. It's like we're not in a full lockdown or anything, but there's just strange restrictions. Like, no one really knows what's going on. But like, for example, I don't think like concerts are getting cancelled left, right, and center. You can't go to a gym, but you can play team sports.
You mean like the professional sports, or like or school or college,
like
or
me and you, like, so
yeah.
I play soccer like every week, and that's okay. You can play a team sport, but you can't go to a gym where you're going to be by yourself, not interacting with someone else. So like the rules are somewhat chaotic at the moment, but yeah, fingers crossed. It's all for a good reason, and it's going to kind of calm down, but no one knows what's going on at the moment.
Yeah, seriously. But for like your guys' sake, like too, you're ready to drop this album. You're ready to get back into playing shows. And I mean, like, let's take it back real quick. I mean, like, I had Tyler on the podcast like about a month or two ago, and he was really stoked to release his sophomore album. Dude, I wish I lived anywhere close to where you guys played the show, because it looked like a fucking, and I saw you guys with the support. I was like, oh, it's gonna be such a fucking banger of a show. But how did that feel after what, dude, 2 years with not playing a show? Right?
Yeah, 2 years. It was so weird. I think, when you're younger and you first start playing shows and that sort of thing, you get nervous, obviously.
Yeah, for sure.
But
yeah.
I just hadn't had that for years, and it was weird. Like, I was like, guys, I'm fucking like, and then yeah, the moment like we got on stage, it was like, poof, gone, and it was just like, no, like COVID hadn't happened. It was just all gone. It was fucking amazing. And obviously with where we are right now, it's like limited capacity venues, and it's got to be seated. So there's all these chairs everywhere, and everyone has to stand and not interact or dance.
Yeah.
Or you're not allowed to dance. You can't dance.
That's okay. Just let's aggressively headbang. You know what I mean?
Exactly. But of course, like, so the first 2 bands play, and everyone's like being respectful, and then we get on stage, and like these dudes at the front, they just clear out 3 rows, 4 rows of chairs, and it just goes fucking nuts. people are like fucking just crowd surfing, stage diving, and we're just like, yeah, this is sick.
You can't help yourself, man. Like, once you start, then like, especially, I'm a 2-stepper, so like once like a fucking verse comes on where I can 2-step, like I can't control myself. Come on, man.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the feeling of the music, dude.
We're just like, guys, stop dancing. Come on, you can't dance.
Head down, up and down, dude. Just headbang. Fuck it. Well, but like, I mean, but yeah, how was that show though? Like, I mean, it sounded like you felt great. Like you know, as soon as you played on stage, like I'm the same way. Like, give me like 2 seconds into the intro of the first song, I'm like, okay, I'm good. Fuck it, that's fine.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I don't need anything else. But the turnout was well. Everybody
yeah,
played well.
yeah.
Okay, cool.
It was good. I'm not sure what the capacity of that venue normally is. Not sure what limited capacity with COVID restrictions looked like. But it seemed packed. It was so. I mean, I'm sure they
Yeah,
kept to the rules, but it was, it did well. We sold a lot of tickets, and I think a lot of people were just stoked to be at a show again. There was just faces I hadn't seen for 2 years, since restrictions, and it was a really good feeling, really good vibe for like the whole night. Everybody was smiling.
yeah,
Like
absolutely.
Tyler's dad was there. That was so sick. Okay, so like Tyler's playing, and in between songs, his dad is like kind of stood next to me. He's like, "Tyler, Dad loves you," and everybody around just went, "Oh."
That's so heartwarming. Oh man.
Yeah, I
I
mean, but that
love
was it. Like
that.
everybody was just really glad to be there, I think, and yeah, we were stoked to do it again.
Yeah, because he was anxious releasing that album too. He was telling me, and I mean, because like, I mean, technically we're still in the pandemic, but I mean, who knows? Like, I mean, again, you guys are on lockdown, but when not only you weren't the only band that dropped an album in 2020, obviously, and I can name like a handful, like Sharp Tooth or Savage Hands, and like, dude, like you can't tour support that album, which is a huge fucking bummer. And I don't think people understand, like, that's what pushes numbers and fucking momentum is touring on
Hmm.
that album. So I think he was kind of nervous too with releasing, keepsakes and reminders, because like, who the fuck knows, we can go back into like another lockdown and shit. But you have fucking USA, the fucking morons of the fucking world. Like, I was just telling you, I went to Nashville, Tennessee, dude. It doesn't exist there, bro. Like, those people don't fucking. So everybody's catching COVID in Nashville, Tennessee, or Florida. That's another fucking hotspot. But
Yeah, yeah. That's it. I mean, at some point, that's probably where the only tours will be.
yeah, seriously, what was the last tour though before you guys were before lockdown? Was it with Seaway?
No, we've played a few shows with Seaway, but we've never toured with them. We toured. We would have toured like summer 2019, and then we went back, recorded Tough Love, and we were gonna tour spring 2020. But yeah, we did. We ended up doing the East Coast of the US for the first time. We had never been out there, so that was cool.
You had to have loved it. It was probably like so different compared to
Yeah, it
touring
was
in
dope.
Canada.
It was dope, man.
That was my
Um,
first tour. It was a weekender in Canada. We did with the Sharks. It was like Ontario, Ottawa, Hamilton, and Toronto or something.
oh, no way. No way.
Yeah, we played. My favorite venue was easily Sneaky D's, which I don't think it's still there anymore, right?
I have no idea. I mean, like that tour was the first time I had been to Toronto. Like,
Oh no shit. Okay,
yeah,
okay,
I'd never
okay.
even been out that way.
Fuck. Did you play Sneaky D's?
Yeah.
Where'd you play in Toronto?
Oh man,
I have
we played
somewhat of
it.
a decent memory.
Yeah, like that is a question for someone else in the band. But we played a venue in in that city.
I'll do some research and I'll just put up the fucking venue like on the screen when we upload the episode and shit.
It was a
um,
sick venue. It was sick. It was a sick show. But this guy doesn't remember too well.
especially when you guys were partying last night and celebrating. What are you, an IPA guy, a lager guy? Were you drinking probably like some
Oh
fucking
man,
good brews? I'm sure.
IPA, like just smashing through a bunch of them. And then like at one point, Justin's like, "Oh, I'm only gonna stay for a few," and then he's like, "Hey, Fraser, can I try your whiskey?" And I'm like, "Oh fuck, here we go."
So it's gonna be a long night.
Yeah, so I mean, we got through half a bottle of that as well.
Oh fuck yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I just tried the new seltzers from Truly and shit. They're all right, but like I'm a huge IPA guy and shit. Like I'm very blessed to have, I think, one, two, three, four, like 5 or 6 local like breweries I could just like go to whenever I want, and then like more so like look into what food trucks are going to be there first, and then
Oh,
like
that's sick.
literally decide on like, okay, this food truck's there, I'll probably go there first before I go to the other place that has like an in-house kitchen, which is all the same bullshit.
Yeah,
So,
that's
but
dope. I love that shit. Like we're blessed around here. Like it's just brewery central. Hundreds around Vancouver and Lower Mainland where we are all based, and that's just what we do in the summer. Like,
fuck yeah,
hey,
that's
let's meet up
awesome.
meet up at this brewery. There's always food trucks. It's great.
Fuck yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And they just get more and more popular. And like I think once like legalizing weed and shit gets popular, like that's gonna be another thing too. Is like it's gonna be those. It's not gonna be like a mix between like beer and smoking weed, but it's definitely gonna be like not. I guess maybe speakeasies, but like smoke shops where you just fucking chill and order food
Yeah,
and smoke a joint or
we
two.
it's a weird situation here because like it's been legal in Canada now for like 2 years, 3 years maybe,
I love that.
and like I don't think you can smoke inside, so we don't have like the kind of Amsterdam kind of cafe style things, but the stores are fucking insane, man. Like there's this one in the city here, and you like fucking order whatever weed you want on an iPad, and then it just fucking shoots out from the ceiling. It comes through a tube, and then it comes out, and they're like, "Here's your weed."
Hell yeah, dude! Get the fuck out of here! It's
Like
like fucking ordering
you're
sushi.
high. Exactly, you're high before you even touch it. Like, what the fuck was that?
And I'm sure the menu is just like because the amount of strains we have now as like fucking the whole marijuana industry like growing over the years. Like I'm sure you could pick for whatever you want. Like
Yeah, it's insane, man.
fuck yeah, absolutely. Um, on a retrospective note though, but like so the album is has Mutant League and Chief State worked together and collectively like putting together a timeline for like you have like it sounds like you guys are going to be dropping in March, but like do you have um is the plan ready to like roll it out and try to get back on the road even though everything's in lockdown right now?
Yeah,
Cool, I love
that
that
is
for
the
you guys.
that is the plan. We're still in some talks, but we're hoping to start announcing a tour, and fingers crossed we can actually fulfill that tour. But at this point, like we like I say, I mean, we waited so long in hopes that by now the pandemic was already gone.
Hmm.
And at this point, we just can't wait anymore. We've just got to go through with it, and fingers crossed, we'll be able to play.
I think if you do the States, you'll be okay.
Yeah,
Just assumingly, I know a lot of cancellations are coming from like across the waters, um, on the eastern side of the hemisphere, like the UK and Europe. Those are really getting canceled, left and right. So I think you guys, if it's anything in the States, I think you guys will be okay. I mean, it looks like everything's still moving forward with festivals and touring full time here, unless if like of course like you have the regular testing periods where like bands and crew members are getting tested on a daily basis, and like if someone tests positive you just get knocked out for a week, which still sucks, but it's like you're still able to like fulfill the tour throughout the rest of the run when you're in the States. So I'm hoping that works out for you dudes.
yeah. I mean, fingers crossed. Let's hope it all subsides quickly, because this is getting too much.
Is it any bands that you've toured with in the past that you're on this bill with?
We have not toured with any of the bands we're talking to, but I think we've played a few shows with some, so like,
Oh, cool.
but yeah, it's all in the talking stage at the moment. We're hoping to lock it in a bit more concrete in the coming weeks.
Yeah, seriously. So, so how was the process like with recording this new album like during a pandemic? Like, how did you guys do that? Because I talked to who did I talk to? I talked to Jordan from like Pacific, and they were sending like fucking phone like recordings back and forth and shit, and like going to the studio one at a time. Like, it was rough for them. Was it rough like that for you guys?
Yes and no. So I believe we could pretty much only do two people at once, but then for us, I mean, that kind of works. Me and Nick write the majority of everything, and then obviously Chris does his drums, and that's all kind of locked in before, at least for Chris's parts, it's all locked in before we got in. So he was set, and then for recording everybody else's parts, it's either me or Nick is in there. So we got through it like okay.
Okay, good.
And in some ways it was kind of nice and not having a room full of 5 of us like just fucking dicking around. So you could say yeah, we were a little more focused, and yeah, it was good. We worked with Tim Creviston again. He's produced Nothing More Than This and Tough Love for us, and then we got it mixed by Sam Guyana.
Oh, no shit. That's awesome. Hell yeah. I hear his name a lot coming from up north.
Yeah, dude, he's great. I think it's the best sounding album that we've ever done.
Really? Oh, I really look forward to this album then. If it's anything like Tough Love, I'm going to fucking love it too, because like that to me was like a very addicting album. Like that's a very rare album I have on repeat. Like Control My Sayings is still on repeat right now for me. And I think the only other one would be either Halloween. It was definitely Halloween Mixtape from Magnolia and Keepsakes and Reminders. Actually, I stopped listening to that and I focused more on Control My Sanity because that came out later. So, but yeah, dude, like, I mean, if it sounds anything like Tough Love, dude, holy shit, like, everybody's gonna be fucking stoked to fucking hear these singles. Well, I'm sure you'll be. Are you dropping the album before you're gonna release any more singles?
Yeah, no, we're gonna release 4 singles and then the album. So
okay, awesome.
And I think there's a bit of depth to this album, I'd say. Like there's definitely a lot of the older stuff, the faster stuff. But I wouldn't say like Metaphors was anything. It was quite a bit different to Tough Love. And there's maybe a little bit more of that, just kind of something a little different. On this new album, so I'm excited to see how it's received.
Yeah, fuck yeah, absolutely. And for the writing process, what was the album mostly written around? As a concept for what we get to look forward to within the lyrics and like the music in itself. Like, what was the main focus around this album?
Oh man, it was about me aging.
Yeah. Oh, I could definitely relate to that.
Yeah, a lot of it's quite reflective, and it's thinking about kind of this decade of your 20s. So I mean, I'm touching 30, so
yeah, I am 30, bro. So if you need anything, let me know. I'll tell you what it's like. If your knees get weak, bro, that's it.
Yeah. How's your back? Like,
it's all right. I don't do that much physical lifting in my job, but like, if I move it a certain way, you're fucked for like a week.
Damn. Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of like self-reflection and like talking about just life in your 20s, trying to figure it out. Yeah. I think that's a lot of what I've been feeling, and that kind of just reflected and came out in the lyrics.
Is it going to be one of those albums where it's like the lyrics are like fairly dark and then like you have like a bright sound that's like literally upbeat with the music? Like, is it one of those albums?
That's probably like everything we've released.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking.
Yeah, I mean, it's pop punk. So I mean, to me, it sounds like happy, but yeah, the lyrics are kind of dark.
Yeah,
you could say that,
and it's like it's personal too. Like you're correlating it with your whole process of like aging through that time period.
Yeah. I think I'm sure a lot of people can relate to a lot of what's said in the album.
Fuck yeah. Oh yeah, and that's the first thing. My co-host Shana, that's the first thing she does is she goes straight to the lyrics. Lyrics. Yep. I mean, that's how she perceives it. Now, me differently. I'm a musician. I play drums, so it's like I'm more of like the music sense to it. But like if I can relate to it for the lyric, like lyrically, like I think I have more of an appreciation for it. Which is funny because like I met there's this band called Goalkeeper. They're from New Jersey, and I met these two dudes. You know them?
Yeah.
They're so.
No, I've never met them, but just
but they're just they're good. They're fucking good live and shit. So I went to see them play, and there was like 2 huge like pop punk fans there, and then we were talking bullshit, and it was weird because like later on I saw them at the Belmont Action Adventure Tour. I was like, yo, like saw them in the bathroom, freaked out. Like everybody, why is there fucking grown men screaming in the bathroom right now? But but they were talking about how they like love lyrics more so than like the actual music, which like obviously it gets you all hyped up. But they talked about Youth Fountain and they talked about Chief State, so I was like, oh okay. So like, and I never really kind of put two and two together because Tyler's just as dark too with his lyrics. So it's like, you know, I keep forgetting that's why a lot of people become fan favorites of certain albums because of lyrics like that. So I think you're gonna have a lot of people that will definitely relate to that if that's what you're saying. Yeah. So
For sure. I mean, I think I'm somewhat similar to you. Like I hear the music and the lyrics come second to me.
mm-hmm.
Justin, for example, in our band, he is 100% lyrics. He's just like, hears a song once and he knows the whole fucking song, and you know, like he lives off lyrics. But yeah, I think you mentioned Youth Fountain, and like that's definitely something with them. Like he sings a lot about his depression, and I think it definitely relates with a lot of people. Our lyrics definitely don't go that dark because I mean, I personally, you know, I'm typically a happy person.
Good. No, I'm glad. I mean, like...
yeah. So I mean, I can't, you know, write about depression or anything. But it's still, you know, everyone's got those moments, and it's reflected a lot in the songs, I think.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I'm sure Immune League is like really ready to push this out too, considering that there's just so many really good bands that are also getting signed, and the opportunities are really becoming more of a regular basis. Like I see like Pure Noise Records signing a band like every other week, which is great because these bands are fucking sick. So it's like I just can't wait. I'm hoping Mutant League brings up some more bands and shit. Have there been any fan favorites of you personally, like this year or last year, like who you got like addicted to, like album wise, like that you kind of like got you through the year?
Yeah. So, Between You and Me, they just dropped their album.
Oh,
I
they're so
think,
good.
dude, front to back, I think that's a fucking solid album. Um, Glow On, Turnstile, I think that's fucking incredible. I'm
Yeah,
like
so that's something I
obsessed.
missed out on, and a lot of people talk about Turnstile too. So I really gotta take like a second listen to it.
Those two albums were, I think, my albums of the year. Um, just just fucking sick. The year before, like right when the pandemic hit, man, we like all of us in the band, like usually, you know, like some of us love an album and some of us don't really get into it, but this was an album that all five of us were just obsessed with. Brain Pain by 4 Years Strong, like the year
Oh,
before.
dude, their
Dude.
heaviest album to date, so good.
So good. So I mean, I still fucking love that album, but um, yeah, getting me through the pandemic, definitely that. But I think Glow On and Armageddon by Between You and Me.
Yeah, and like, dude, like I don't know what's up with Hopeless, but like I hope they're cool now because like I remember for a hot second they were fucking going at Hopeless for marketing purposes. I think they didn't want to like
Yeah.
pre-save in like other countries. I was like, what? Like I'm confused. Like I don't know how that works. So, they were
I
not a
mean,
fan of it.
it's a shame when, you know, shit like that happens. Hopeless has some great bands, and
Right?
I
Yeah.
mean, hopefully that's just like a blip. It's just a miscommunication or something. But you know, it's not good to see. Like, no one likes that. No one, everyone wants to be on the same team, right? Like, so hopefully
Nah,
they can figure that out.
nobody wants to see that happen. I mean, like, look, like the obvious situation with Victory Records, like that's fucked up. But like now you even see like there's a like even Slaughter to Prevail that signed Sumerian, like they're considering suing Sumerian. It's like nobody wants that. Like we hope that the labels don't fucking dog the artists and everything. But it's like, I mean, if it happens, like it you know someone's got to take care of it and such. And like so here's my question to you. I'm gonna compile this into one big long answer for TikTok eventually, and I'll repost it because it's very important. What are you like? Do you think bands and artists should like publicly release their contracts with record labels
Hmm.
for safety purposes? Because the downfall is you can have fans be like, oh, like you make this much money, blah blah blah. Just like fucking superstars in like athletic programs like MLB and NFL and shit. But on the other hand, it's like, people know like if the label owes that band this or is dogging them or etc.
I think if people saw contracts, they'd be like, holy shit, this band doesn't make any money.
That too, dude. You know what I mean? I feel like it should be normalized,
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. Like, I mean, the purpose of a contract is it protects both parties. I mean, you've got to hope that
Correct.
the contract is solid. We're very lucky working with Mutant League. Like, Nate, who runs Mutant League, like, he's just a sound guy. He's not in it to rip anybody off. And he's always been, straight down the middle with us and very fair and invested when it was needed, and we've paid back, and we're in a lucky situation. I'm sure there are bands that aren't in a similar situation with their label, but that's why you get lawyers and you make sure that shit is read and is solid before you sign anything. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I just thought about it. I think like I have no problem releasing my contract with like our record label, and it's like it's not anything bad either. It's more of like a DIY contract, and it's like I just think it's just the idea is to protect those artists who might be getting ripped off and such, because it happens. Like it's inevitable. Like there are people out there that rip you off every fucking day. So like I don't know. It's just a thought that I had. Also, dude, you guys should fucking tour with Belmont. That's just a personal opinion. That'd be fucking sick. Cause
we did actually. Yeah, the first time we went into the States, we hopped on the western leg of their tour back in 2018.
2018, yeah, because I saw them on the East Coast and you guys weren't there. They played the Brighton Bar, which is not a venue anymore. But I remember seeing your name on there. I was like, oh, cool. And then I realized, like, in the asterisks, like, you guys were only doing the West Coast. So I was like, fuck. But
yeah, I mean, we'd love to tour with them again. They're a fucking sick band.
Yeah, bring you guys to the East Coast and shit. Wait, so you've never been on the East Coast in the United States?
We have. We did like the East, but we didn't go too far down south. I honestly think we only got to like maybe Baltimore, and then went back across. So mostly the Midwest is where we've been.
Okay, yeah. So you haven't been to Philly, because Philly's got a really good scene here.
Oh, I think we did play Philly.
Ooh.
Yeah, we played Philly and Pittsburgh.
I wonder what Pittsburgh's like, because I know Chicago is like the staple right now for pop punk. From what I've been hearing, I hear so many good things about Chicago and pop punk.
We were touring with a band. They're called Fortune Cove. They used to be called Harbor, and for some reason they have like a really big following in Pittsburgh. So like,
oh what? Fuck yeah!
And so we got to Pittsburgh. It was a sick show. Like it was packed. But yeah, we kind of did like, we went over to like Minneapolis to start with, and then we went through like Chicago, and then Detroit, and then went into Canada, played like Toronto, and went up to Quebec and played Montreal, and then we came back down through Maine, and we ended up doing like Massachusetts and all that area. Went as far down as Baltimore, and then back through Pennsylvania, and we ended up finishing in Omaha and then Denver. Like all of our tours, we end up in Denver last. We fucking love that city.
Interesting. It sounds like a long tour too, dude. It sounds like a 2-month run or a month and a half.
It was actually like only 3 or 4 weeks, but we just fucking drove, just fucking nonstop.
Yeah.
We drove for like 2 days to get to the first show, and then 2 days home after Denver. Like,
wow.
It's somewhat difficult being that far out where we are, but is what it is.
Yeah, and people say it's fucking cute when we tour and shit, but guess what, dude? It's a fucking hike. Like, it's not the easiest thing in the world. Because, like, I told Nick from Calling All Captains was telling people, like, people like, oh, you're going on tour, have a blast. Like, it's not a vacation, bro. This is a fucking, hike. It's a brutal job, like, so.
Dude, I took a vacation back in November, and I realized it was the first time I had taken time off in like 7 years, because all of my time off had always been to tour, and it's like you never get to fucking relax. You're working like nonstop. It's like intense. And yeah, sure, it's fun, and it's, you know, you get to hang out with a lot of people, and you know, some of the nights you party in and stuff. So it's fun, but like for the most part, it's just fucking it's intense. Just being in a vehicle, fucking nonstop every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's definitely not a vacation.
No, I mean, don't have the experience. I have the experience of like doing weekenders and then like doing like 10 or 11 days out in the Midwest. So it's nothing too crazy. But you know, when it comes down to like, yeah, dude, we were fucking weird. We toured in Canada like peak fucking winter, like in February. I was like, oh, this is a great idea, dude. Like,
Oh man.
fucking freeze. And then we were in the Midwest like midsummer. But like, it's not the easiest thing in the world. And plus, like, you know, you have to be there on time, doors, set up, you know, get your merch ready. Some people have a big crew, some people don't. Like, we didn't have anybody. We had us four. Like, that's it. Like, we don't have a fucking crew. You know what I mean? This is all DIY shit. So, but it's fun. I thoroughly enjoyed it, dude. I didn't give a shit. I was like, I could do this fucking every day. Like, I feel like I realized, like, that there are some musicians out there that can just, like, they can live on the road forever, and they do it like Nick from Calling All Captains does it because he fucking tours with Beartooth. So it's like that dude's always out on the road doing something. So
Yeah, man. We'd love to get to that point, you know, like quit jobs, or just, you know, work remote from the road, and just do that full time, because we do love it. Like, I feel like some horror stories we've heard of other bands, and like how they fucking literally kill each other and shit, you know, like.
yeah,
Just being in a vehicle with each other, but we get on really well. I feel like I'm probably the worst because I get bored very quickly and easily, so I'll just start like fucking around with people. But other than that, like the rest of them are like just easygoing people, so like, you know, we get on fine. We
Prank
could definitely
wars,
do it.
Prank wars.
Yeah,
Well.
exactly.
No, you gotta keep yourself entertained somehow. Releasing metaphors, like, you have like the content and everything. Like, does the label create the content for you guys to market it out there, or does you have someone within the band doing it? Because it's pretty good graphics. It's like really good content. So it's like, I'm just curious, coming from someone who does that.
Yeah, it's a bit of both. So I do graphic design. So the 2D artwork, that was me. But then the label, there's a guy called Alex Zarek. He does a lot of music videos. He's done like a lot of the Belmont stuff. So he animated it to make the lyric video and stuff.
Oh, fuck yeah, absolutely.
Which does have a typo.
Well, oh well. Oops.
There's a little Easter egg for people, but
yeah, I didn't see it, so you know what
I've started singing it, man.
Oh shit, you gotta say something. But yeah, dude, because like, I don't know, man. Like, so what, Adobe is your go-to photo illustrator?
Yeah,
everything.
Illustrator for the most part. I use Photoshop as well, but yeah, so I'll do a lot of the designs. In the past, we've done a lot of collaborations. So typically what will happen is like we'll hire someone to do a design, and then like I'll arrange it. So for Tough Love, we actually had our favorite local tattoo artist, Chelsea. She made it and drew it, and then I arranged all the artwork together.
Yeah, because you could tell the traditional sense of that heart. You know what I mean? Like, you could tell.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's dope.
And I mean, that actually, like, we didn't really think about it, but it kind of worked out, I guess, useful in a way, because like, we've had so many people fucking get that tattooed and send us photos, which is insane.
What?
It's
I love
fucking
that.
insane.
No way. Fuck yeah.
Like,
I'm sure like what, like 10, 50 people, something like that. Like,
no, like I think we're on like 7, 8, 9 or something like that.
That's a
but
lot
like
of people though. That's fucking.
But
awesome.
Every time it's just like, oh man, that's so sick. Like, that's awesome. And I guess, yeah, having it look like a tattoo probably helped that. But
yeah, for sure. We
didn't really think about it, but yeah, it's sick when people do that. This time we've gone photography route. So we had a concept, and it's kind of linked in with one of the single music videos we did. So we had that videographer. Her name's Lindsay Blaine. She like took the photos, and then again, I've like arranged it for the CD and the vinyl and everything.
Cool. Fuck yeah, absolutely. And when can we expect a name drop for this album?
Um, hmm, I bel March or April.
Let's go. So we gotta keep our eyes out and shit. So it's a
Yeah.
dark lyrically, bright instrumentally. Um, it's probably what, more than 10 songs, 11, 12. So this is gonna be fucking sick, dude. I'm stoked. This is
We're
awesome.
10 on the money, and yeah, we'll probably drop the album, like, name, the pre release for all the merch and stuff like that. That will probably come out of single number 2. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled in the coming months. It'll all make sense soon.
Fuck yeah, right? Seriously. And I'll definitely have you guys back on again. And since you, now that I picked your brain, you're a fan of like Bruce, like, so we do a segment where we drink. So it's gonna be you, Nick from Calling, and Randy from Sharks.
Okay, fuck yeah.
I'm gonna ship you guys beer and we're gonna fucking chill.
All right.
And talk
I'm in.
shit.
I'm in.
Just not it's really hard not to get drunk, so we'll see we'll see what happens on my end of things.
We me and Nick hopped on Nick Malichuk's podcast with him, and by the end of it, we were just fucking wasted.
It's what always happens, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fucked up. But dude, Fraser, I appreciate you coming by, dude. This is super tight. I'm gonna be very close to, seeing what's gonna go on with this album, because I can't wait to fucking promote it, and then like also give us a little insight to what's about to come on the internet currently with our recording. So super stoked. And hey man, like, hope to see you in the States soon. And I'm really looking forward to you guys dropping this album. Stoked for all of you.
Oh yeah, appreciate it, man. Thank you for taking the time. Yeah, and fingers crossed we'll be back down in the States real soon.